Why does the media hate Nikola Jokic? Well, I think I have an answer to that. Hi guys, my name is Nick Fuze. I will not ask you guys to subscribe, but if you enjoy the content later on, I'll let you guys decide on your own. Now, Nikola Jokic is a very humble guy, back-to-back MVP, and a guy that is very funny as well. He is tough when he needs to be tough, he is selfless, and also is a unique basketball player. He is one of the most unique basketball players we have seen maybe in the history of the NBA. But he is hated by the media. Well, it seems like it, since all of the big analysts usually hate him. And today I'm gonna be giving you a few reasons why I think that is the case. First off, we're gonna start with the obvious, and that is marketability. Now, of course, why is marketability important? Well, when you're dealing with capitalism, when you're dealing with networks that only exist because of money and not for the love of sports, you're looking for the main marketable guy. So usually the marketable guy has to be good looking, has to have a unique ability, or he has to stand out from the other players. He has to have an interesting name, interesting background story, and so on and so on. And also he has to communicate with the media. Now, talking about Nikola Jokic, he does not communicate with the media at all. He does not give any interviews. And for a lot of media people, that is a turnoff from him, because they cannot leech from him, because that's what journalism in sports usually is. You leech on one person, you leech on one team, and you depend on that team. Like YouTubers depend on YouTube, that's how journalists depend on the topic they talk about. To put it quite simply, he doesn't want to give them what they want. He's not like Embiid to give them exclusives, and that's why the media doesn't like him as much, because he is unapproachable to them. Of course, not all of the analysts are like that, but most of the analysts just keep repeating the same thing about Jokic. Stephen A will say he's a big tub of lard, which is honestly offensive, like to call him like that. And then he says, he cannot jump over a curb. He keeps saying the same joke, because he does not care about making a new joke. He knows it's not a big market. He doesn't care. People don't care about Jokic from the big, let's say pool of fish that watch the NBA. Because there is a difference. There is a difference between fans, and there is a difference between the, NPCs, as I would say, who just, which team is the best? Lakers, Boston. Lakers, Boston. It's like that. The second reason why the media does not like him is because he's a foreigner. NBA is an American league. Basketball is originally an American sport. So I do understand why America and USA want to, promote their athletes in the sport, and I'm totally up for it. But the problem begins when you start ignoring the foreigners who sometimes have better seasons or perform better. Also, another thing is where he was born. If he was born in Spain, Switzerland, or Germany, it wouldn't be a problem. But because he is born in Serbia, which people a lot of times associate with, Siberia or Russia, so it's not really an exotic place for a player to come from. And because of that, there's a lot of stigma and sometimes xenophobia about it. I can give from my example. When I went to Australia as a Serbian Australian, I was met with a lot of xenophobic remarks. I was called names, like offensive names for a foreigner. People would provoke me, show the middle finger just to provoke me to react. So because they usually think we are these guys who just want to fight, and they have that perspective of us when I'm not gonna go into politics and stuff like that too much, but you can't judge a nation because of some bad apples. Now, I also want to be clear, when I'm talking about media, I'm talking about the big faces of ESPN. I'm talking about all of the main analyst guys, since the media chose him to be back-to-back MVP. Now, of course, he earned it because he put up crazy numbers, he broke a lot of all-time records, and he will keep on breaking those records. And I'm just talking about those main guys who are trying to make a narrative that this guy is stat padding, like Kendrick Perkins talked about. And in a way, Kendrick Perkins was the one that gave Embiid the MVP award. And he was talking about moving the goalpost, about this and that, about postseason success. And then we see Jokic absolutely dominating in the postseason. So what I'm trying to say is, like, whatever they wanted, whatever their criteria was for MVP, Jokic fulfilled it, and he is the true MVP in people's eyes. People feel like Embiid is a fraud, like Embiid stole the MVP from Jokic this year, and this MVP will always have like a cloud of doubt, and people will always doubt that Embiid deserved it. Now, I talked about all of the different bad examples of what Jokic isn't. He is not a beautiful guy, let's be honest. He is not like marketable for the ladies like Luka Doncic or, I don't know, Ja Morant. I don't know, like who would be like that. He is not like a dunking machine like LeBron James that drives like, I don't know, 100 miles per hour. I don't even know. He does not have all of those abilities. But still, he is my favorite player. He is my MVP. He is the reason why I'm supporting the Denver Nuggets, and why I will keep supporting whichever team he goes on. He's a simple family guy, and I really respect that. And I think a lot of the values that he shows as an MVP, as one of the best players in the world right now, he shows a very good moral person who has some mistakes, who does some bad things sometimes, but in the end is shown to be a normal human, which is really, really refreshing in this age of fakeness and this age of pretending, and in this age where being out of the box is cool and being normal is looked upon like that you're an NPC. So yeah, now I will ask you guys, as I said from the beginning, if you want to subscribe to the channel with the bell on. If you don't put the bell on, you will probably never see me again. So put the bell on so you never miss any of the future videos, and drop a like. I don't know. Yeah, thank you guys. See you in the next one. Bye bye.